Welcome back to Reading with an Otaku. I'm your host, Drock Freak, and I'm so stoked you're joining me for another dive into the fascinating world of books. You know me. I'm always on the hunt for a story that grabs you, whether it's through page-turning action, compelling characters, or a setting that just comes alive. Today, we're doing something a bit different. Instead of a full-blown review, we're shining the spotlight on a book I've only been able to sample so far, but one that really piqued my interest. The Royal Diaries. Mary, Queen of Scots, Queen Without a Country by Kathryn Lasky. Now, you all know my love for Tudor history runs deep. I'm practically obsessed. So, the Royal Diaries series really struck a chord with me. It presents historical events in a relatable way for younger readers. I was especially eager to explore Mary, Queen of Scots' story. Unfortunately, finding this particular book, Mary, Queen of Scots, proved to be a bit of a treasure hunt, kind of like trying to find a limited edition manga at a convention. I wasn't able to read the entire book. Instead, I got to cherry-pick random parts. Consider this a sneak peek or trailer for the book. Hopefully it's enough to catch your attention. So, what's the gist of Queen Without a Country? Well, the book is presented as a diary, which is a really cool way to get young readers engaged. In this story, Mary, the young Scottish queen, receives a diary from her mother, who is currently living at the court of King Henry II of France. Mary's mother uses this diary to chronicle her experiences alongside the French royals as Mary prepares for her future marriage to Henry's son, Francis. What I read from the book was really solid. Even though it's historical fiction, Lasky manages to weave in a lot of historical details and real-life characters, giving you a glimpse into the complex world Mary inhabited. The passages I read really focused on the setting, which was excellent. The descriptions of the French castles and the court life were just stunning. You can practically imagine the opulent gowns, the bustling courtyards, and the sheer grandeur of it all. For example, in the passages that described the gardens, they were so well written that as a reader, I felt as if I was walking the gardens myself. Even small details such as the fabric of the dresses was well thought out. What I really enjoyed about what I read was that the story and settings never got too stale. There was a decent balance that always tied back into Mary's personal life. I think this is important since it helps the audience feel more engaged with Mary as a historical figure. If you're looking for a way to introduce your kids to this fascinating period of history, I honestly think The Royal Diaries Mary, Queen of Scots would be a great starting point. It's engaging, it's informative, and it presents history in a way that feels accessible and, dare I say, even fun. As a final note on this book, I loved how the writer was able to add in enough details about Mary to allow the reader to be engaged. Of course, this is a work of fiction, so I can't speak to how accurate this book is on Mary's life. But I can say without a doubt that this is a decent read. Okay, bookworms, that's all the time we have for today's book spotlight. I hope I've sparked your curiosity about The Royal Diaries Mary, Queen of Scots. If you managed to track down a copy and give it a read, let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to Reading with an Otaku so you don't miss out on our next literary adventure. Until then, happy reading.